Breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
And breaking news we're following this morning. A crash shuts down part of I-95 in Wilson County for hours. We'll tell you about the venomous animal that got loose during that accident.
And I'm tracking rain that comes in a little later on this morning. I'll show you how much we'll see, and we'll talk about a level 1 risk for severe storms for Thursday.
And the Thanksgiving travel period is here, with a record number of Americans expected to hit the road or catch a flight. This is a look at the lines at RDU this morning. Plus, we'll tell you when you should hit the road to avoid traffic jams.
Also today, families in Wake County will find out if their child will be moving to a new school next year. The vote that's happening today on a reassignment plan. Some tense times for a lot of families with movement in the offing here on our Tuesday morning. We're glad you're with us. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Renee Chu. Great to have you with us on this Tuesday as we get you through this holiday week. Some of you might be starting that road trip early. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. We're watching some light showers that are making their way into the viewing area.
We'll start with dual Doppler 5000 radar. You can see west of Greensboro, just a little bit of light patchy rain. That is headed our way. You can see the cold front that's associated with this. And the rain behind it looks a little bit beefier, if you will. But once this moves into our area, the rain is going to be light. It's not going to be around for long. We take a look at Futurecast and kick things off here at 6:30, and that rain is back to our west. We pause it right here at 9. So it's going to be really at the end of the morning commute, as long as it continues to move as slowly as it is right now. It shouldn't be a big issue for the commute itself. And then by 11:30 or lunchtime, it's moving toward the eastern part of the viewing area and then out of here, and we should see increasing sunshine through the afternoon. So not a lot of rain with this. It's going to be maybe 1/4 of an inch or so. Everything's quiet in the gardens this morning. We take a live look here at downtown Raleigh. 57. It is a warmer start this morning than yesterday. We have a southwest wind at about 10 miles per hour. So instead of 30s, we were in the widespread 30s yesterday, widespread 50s this morning. So that's a big difference. As we head through the day, again, we're going to see that chance of some showers mid-morning or so up until around lunchtime, and then a peak of sunshine this afternoon with a high of 68. We'll take a real close look at Thursday when the rain starts, how much we'll see, and that check on some severe storms coming up.
Thanks, Elizabeth. We have breaking news right now. A serious crash in Wilson County closed part of I-95 early this morning. This happened on I-95 near North Springfield School Road. That's outside of Kenly. The interstate reopened just before 4 a.m. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from State Highway Patrol headquarters in Raleigh. And Kelsey, troopers say the RV involved had nearly 30 venomous snakes inside of it. We can't make this up, huh?
Jeff, this is quite a bizarre story, and one of those snakes actually got loose this morning. State Highway Patrol here is working to find out what led up to the crash between an RV and a box truck. So take a look at this video of the aftermath of the crash that happened on I-95 in Wilson County. Troopers say there were 5 people and dozens of animals inside the RV. 2 dogs, 1 cat, 2 tortoises, and 28 snakes. The box truck driver was seriously injured. Troopers say that driver rear-ended the RV, and that RV had another vehicle attached to the back of it. The vehicle crashed into the RV when the box truck hit it. We spoke with the RV owner after the crash.
I have a bunch of reptiles. I do reptile expos, and I had some venomous snakes get loose in the camper when this accident happened, so I had to come back in there trying to get them snakes before the EMS personnel come in, so I didn't put them at risk. I successfully got them all.
So no one else was injured inside the RV, and all of those animals did survive. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And more breaking news out of Edgecombe County. Just before midnight, a person died in a crash on US 64. The Princeville Volunteer Fire Department shared photos on Facebook. These are the photos here. The crash involved just 1 car. We're working to find out how that crash happened and the name of the person who was killed.
The Thanksgiving travel period officially begins today. Airports and highways will be packed as people travel for the holiday. WRAL's Laura Levine joins us live from RDU. And Laura, the FAA expects today to be one of the busiest for air travel.
There's nothing like spending the holidays with your family, but as we know, getting to that Thanksgiving dinner is always a journey within itself. When we're dealing with the airports behind me here at RDU, we can begin to see some crowds here of people beginning to check their bags. But it's been a pretty steady pace so far when we terms of foot traffic. Now, if we turn this way, you can see that we're not seeing long lines here at TSA and security checkpoint. A lot of people beginning to, like I said, check their bags, check in, make sure that they're on time for their flights. And I've been monitoring the boards here. We're not seeing too many delays or cancellations. Actually, we don't have any cancellations at this time, only one delay. But as we know, the TSA is expecting a record-breaking 18.3 million people to fly through the airports across the country beginning today through next Monday, which would be a 6% increase over last year. RDU is expecting a similar Thanksgiving travel season as last year when more than 400,000 travelers flew in and out of the Triangle. And travel experts say travel trends are shifting for the holidays, where more people are deciding to travel on this Tuesday compared to the day before Thanksgiving. We are monitoring an ongoing shortage of air traffic controllers, which could cause some flight delays at other airports. We'll also have to keep in mind the weather. Weather can also impact whether or not flights are coming in and out on time. So we'll keep you posted on how things are moving here at RDU. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And if you're traveling by car to visit loved ones for Thanksgiving, you will want to hit the road soon to avoid heavy traffic as much as you can. AAA says a record 71 million people will travel by car over the holiday. The organization says it is best to leave before 10 o'clock this morning if you want to stay out of those peak travel times. Today from 1 to 7 will be one of the most congested time periods on the road. Heavier than normal traffic volume is expected throughout the entire weekend. New data released at 3 a.m. by AAA shows gas prices are up slightly. The average price in North Carolina, $2.87 a gallon. That's up 2 cents from yesterday. In Raleigh, it's $2.92. It's up a penny from yesterday. And nationally, the average cost is up a penny from yesterday, $3.07 a gallon.
Wake County families are set to find out tonight whether they'll be reassigned to a new school next year. The school board is scheduled to vote on the assignment plan for next year. Hundreds of families in southwestern Wake County face a reassignment, and that's because 4 new schools are opening and another school has been redesigned to be much bigger. Many families have spoken out against the plan because of potentially longer commutes and because they'd have to switch from a traditional calendar to year-round. You can find out more about the school system's plan in the education section of WRAL.com. We will have the results of that vote tonight, as well as reaction from parents of students at Wake schools. Be sure to tune in during our newscast from 4 to 7:30 this evening on WRAL.
A Durham police officer is recovering after being injured by a student while responding to a situation at Riverside High School. A spokesperson for Durham Public Schools says the officer was trying to help a student in crisis Monday afternoon. We're told the officer suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A parent who spoke with WRAL says officers in schools need more resources to help respond to students in similar situations.
They don't know how to go to somebody for help, so they get frustrated and they end up taking it out on each other, which sadly says gets a lot of our staff members that's there to help our youth in trouble.
It isn't clear how the student injured the officer. The student was not injured, but was transported from that scene.
President-elect Donald Trump says he will put a 25% tariff on all products from Mexico and Canada on his first day back in office. Trump says those tariffs will remain in place until Mexico and Canada control illegal immigration and drugs coming into the U.S. He also says he will enact an additional 10% tariff on products from China until it stops the flow of illegal drugs.
Battle of brothers on Monday Night Football. Coach John Harbaugh's Baltimore Ravens played Jim Harbaugh's L.A. Chargers. Ravens took the lead just before halftime on a touchdown pass from Lamar Jackson to Rashad Bateman. And Baltimore gets the win, 30-23. And with that win, John Harbaugh stays undefeated against little brother Jim. Or maybe, I think that's big brother Jim. John's teams have won all 3 times they have faced one another. He owns that sibling rivalry.
Walmart is joining the growing list of companies to recently announce the rollback of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. How this could affect the type of brands that are carried by the retailer.
And as you prepare and think about getting ready for your Thanksgiving feast, you may also want to think about the carbon footprint of your meal, how to reduce your environmental impact this holiday season.
And this is a live look at the WRAL newsroom in Fayetteville. 2 rounds of rain are expected this week. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner is timing out the rain and talking you through the impacts on holiday travel. There she is in the window.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
It is 4:43. We are tracking some showers that are back to our west around Greensboro, High Point, down towards Charlotte, sort of along that I-40, I-85 corridor back to our west. That's headed our way, but it will be light and it will come in toward the end of the morning commute. So I don't think it's going to cause a lot of big problems. However, sometimes even a small amount of rain can cause problems, especially on a day like today where a lot of people may be traveling. It's a much warmer start this morning than yesterday. 57 in Durham and Raleigh, 52 in Fayetteville, and we're certainly dry now. We don't see the rain starting until, again, maybe around 8 or 9 o'clock this morning. 56 as you're headed out around 7 or 8 o'clock. And if you're headed out to do some grocery shopping this morning, if you wait till after lunchtime, we're dry, we'll see a high of 68.
Walmart is planning on rolling back some of its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. The retailer says it plans to end programs designed to increase supplier diversity. In recent years, Walmart has focused on increasing the number of suppliers that are at least 50% owned or managed by a woman, minority, veteran, or someone who is LGBTQ. Walmart also said it will not extend its Center for Racial Equity. That's a 5-year, $100 million philanthropic commitment the company made in 2020. Walmart is the largest private employer in the U.S.
The home of NC State football may be getting a new name. The university says it is working to find a naming rights sponsor for Carter Finley Stadium. NC State and other colleges around the country are trying to find new revenue. A settlement forcing college athletics departments to begin sharing revenue with athletes could be approved in April. During a news conference, head football coach Dave Doran gave the seal of approval to athletic director Boo Corrigan to find new ways to generate revenue. Some fans are skeptical.
Whatever he needs to do to make these things a reality to keep our programs all competitive, I know he's going to compete to do that.
Wolfpack Nation, everyone knows about Carter Finley. Keep it. Honestly, keep it.
The stadium has been known as Carter Finley since 1979. In a statement, NC State's athletic director says both the Carter and Finley families gave their support to the university for a possible name change.
Soldiers of Fort Liberty will celebrate Thanksgiving a little bit early. Today, soldiers with the 82nd Airborne Division and their families will be served a Thanksgiving lunch. Dining facilities on post will be serving up plates with all the fixings. It's happening from 11 to 1:30.
We all have our own way of preparing our Thanksgiving meals, but we rarely think about how it gets to our plates. A Raleigh-based tech company has launched an interactive tool that's shedding light on the hidden energy costs of your Thanksgiving meal. Industrial has created the Turkey Tracker. It follows a bird's journey from the farm to your freezer, detailing each step of the supply chain, from diesel-powered trucks hauling turkeys to processing plants to blast freezers that keep them fresh. Even the refrigerated trailers parked outside grocery stores.
And it's burning 0.8 gallons of diesel an hour. And that may be running for, a week while they're kind of adding that extra inventory to the retail supply chain. So the emissions just to make sure those turkeys are there and frozen and available when you go to pick them up gets pretty significant fast.
Easy way to lower the environmental impact is to buy local. North Carolina is the nation's top turkey producer, with more than 29 million birds raised here last year. Fewer miles traveled means fewer emissions.
The holiday season is a time for giving, and there is no better way to spread the warmth than by donating a coat to a child in need during WRAL's annual Coats for the Children campaign. We encourage you to donate new or gently used coats, hats, sweatshirts, or other warm clothing to support families in need. For a list of neighborhood Jiffy Lube drop-off locations or to make an online financial donation, you can go to WRAL.com/coats.
We've already had coat weather this season. Today, maybe more of a light jacket as we look live at Lewisburg. Elizabeth, and maybe some folks might need to carry an umbrella this morning just for the spotty showers.
If you're going to be out between, say, 7 or 8 and up until around 10 or 11 in the morning, you may need a light rain jacket. It's not likely to be very heavy. We're starting to track some of this rain along sort of I-40, I-85. It's going to come swinging through Greensboro here shortly, seeing some light showers currently in Winston-Salem. This is along a front, and you can see back to the mountains. There's definitely some rain that's happening right now. We'll talk about the timeline. And here's Futurecast at 6:30 a.m. So it's still just to our west at that point. We'll move forward in time, and you can see how the rain starts to push into our viewing area between around 7 and 8 o'clock. That rains in Durham, South Hill, Roxborough, maybe Southern Pines at 8 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, it's Southern Pines, Raleigh, up toward Roanoke Rapids. And then by 10 or 11, it's pushing into the eastern part of the viewing area. And then after that, it just moves right on out. We will see some sunshine later in the afternoon. You can see the back edge of those clouds swinging through from west to east across our area later on today. Taking a live look at downtown Raleigh, it's a much warmer day than it was yesterday. Yesterday, we dropped down into the 30s by around 7 a.m. We're way up in the mid to upper 50s this morning. Dew points pretty high. Right now, we have clear skies, but those clouds are headed our way, so expect cloudy conditions in the next hour or two. Our temperature 53 in South Hill, 57 Durham, 52 in Fayetteville, so it's a real comfortable start. Look at this beautiful Weather Watcher photo from Christian Boykin, Foxcroft Lake there with that gorgeous sunset. Doesn't that look like a nice place to be? Boy, it's such a busy time between now and Thursday. It'd be nice to have a minute to sit down by the lake, wouldn't it? Go to WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and send us a few photos. We'll see a high of 69 in Raleigh and Durham and 71 in Fayetteville with those morning showers and a little sun later on this afternoon. And we want to talk about Thanksgiving. We are looking at some showers rolling in, especially in the afternoon and evening, potentially some thunderstorms that could be severe. That could start just after lunchtime. Behind that, Black Friday will be clear but windy and chilly, and then it turns cold for us on Saturday, Sunday, and into early next week. This is our severe threat for Thursday. Some strong gusty winds and some heavy rain are possible, especially from the Triangle area southward on Thursday. If you're headed out to the Turkey Trot, it may be that there are a few light showers in the morning, but we'll have a better chance for rain as we go through the day. And that severe threat is likely to be later in the afternoon, starting around 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon and lasting up through around dinner time. We have cold air that comes in behind this, of course, and that cold air is really going to change the way things feel for us over the weekend. Highs are only in the 40s, Monday at 42, but check those overnight lows in the 20s. Already over the weekend, that wind chill will be bitter. We'll take a look at that coming up.
Turkey be shivering a little bit here coming up very soon. We got a heads up for dog owners. A North Carolina-based company is recalling its dog treats.
The risks they could pose to your pet. And good news for Lana Del Rey fans, what we've learned about her new album. Check your dog treats. A North Carolina-made treat is facing a recall because of a salmonella risk. The recall is for 16-ounce bags of Hollywood Feed Carolina-made chicken chips. They were sold online as well as in nearly 20 states, including North Carolina. The FDA says dogs who eat salmonella-tainted food can suffer nausea, fever, and cramping. Humans who touch contaminated products can also get sick.
In about 2 weeks, Christmas will come early for hundreds of children in Cumberland County. The annual Bicycle Man giveaway takes place December 7th in Fayetteville. WRAL's Gilbert Bays was the first reporter to tell the story of Moses Mathis back in 1990, and he has an update.
This was the dream of Moses Mathis, affectionately known as the Bicycle Man, making sure less fortunate children had a bike for Christmas. His wife, Ann, took over the program after Moses passed away in 2013. Now, Ann has also passed away, but the Bicycle Man's dream lives on.
So in the beginning, the program started off as a neighborhood garage thing with Mr. Mathis, and it has transpired to where we need a warehouse because we receive almost 3,000 requests every year.
Bernadette Bogarty Harvey worked with Moses and Ann Mathis for more than 30 years. She's changed the name of the program for technical reasons to the Bicycle Giveaway Program. She says this year the need is greater than ever.
So we started out last year just getting a building, and we were able to service 300 children. This year we're back to our original numbers, which is receiving requests by 2,500 kids.
Keith Melvin has been repairing bikes for the giveaway for 15 years. He says this is a labor of love.
Handlebars, brakes, gears, inner tubes, tires, seats sometimes, these reflectors, trying to make sure everybody be safe with the reflectors and stuff if they riding there.
One thing that hasn't changed, children, not parents, get to pick out the bicycle of their dream.
And we want to make sure that the children are happy, and that's what this program is all about, the children.
Gilbert Bays reporting. It's great to see that back to its earlier numbers. It's too late now to register to get a bike, but it's not too late to donate and volunteer. And we have information on how you can do that, both of them, with this story on WRAL.com.
President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden are getting into the holiday spirit. They attended a Friendsgiving last night in Staten Island. They served dinner to service members and their families at the Fort Wadsworth Coast Guard Station. Biden expressed his appreciation to those members of the service branch.
And Renee, earlier in the day, President Biden pardoned 2 turkeys, Peach and Blossom. They come from Northfield, Minnesota, and they will go free. The turkeys will now head to Farm America, an agricultural center in Minnesota, to live out the rest of their lives.
Today, Thanksgiving travel will ramp up on the roads and at airports. This is a live look inside RDU right now. Look at that line to get through TSA security. Thousands of travelers are expected to pass through RDU over the next few days.
And Carolina Hurricanes fans are hyped up after last night's win against the Dallas Stars.
Team has heart. They have passion. This team is awesome. Let's go.
Pretty passionate there. We're going to show you a wild third period from the first Hockey for the Holidays game.